Global War 36 enthusiast here with Operation Thunderball, turn 14.8 KMT. It is January 1943. KMT has one IPP to spend, and they'll purchase nothing and save one. Combat movement. All right, Silk, this is what you've been waiting for, the all-out attack from Yunnan. The KMT are fed up, and it's time to just man up and go for the gusto. I'm attacking every unit except for my 10 militia. Every mobile unit is going all in on Kwai Chau. So with KMT's attack weakness, there's a chance I'll retreat from nothing. Even though I'm just attacking Kwai Chau and there's no one in there, I still have to roll for my 11 infantry and 1 cavalry because they might retreat. For sure, the artillery, the 3 artillery, 3 mountain, 4 artillery and 3 mountain, they will make it safely. The 3 anti-aircraft artillery will make it safely. But the question is about these other 12 units. They might retreat if they roll a 10 or higher on 12-sided die. So let's check that out and see what happens. I find it humorous. I'm all set up for another battle that's going to occur on America's turn. So on a 10, I think it's 10, 11, or 12. So I've got a 25% chance. I'm going to roll for 10 infantry. 1, 2. I think this is cocked. I'm going to roll this one again. 6. Okay, I should have moved those out of the way. But I did retreat with 2, and then I've got 1 infantry, 1 more infantry, because there were 11. Doesn't retreat, and 1 cavalry. Okay, so 2 infantry, 1 cavalry retreated back to Yunnan. So, pardon this delay. So I'll have 9 infantry that made it into Kwai Chau. And back in Yunnan, I'll have 10 militia, 2 infantry, and a cavalry. In Kwai Chau, I have 9 infantry, 3 mountain infantry, 4 artillery, 3 anti-aircraft artillery. KMT will collect 1. They had 1 saved, so they end the turn with 2 IPP. All right, let's go over to USA for purchases. Here's our purchases. Okay, I guess first I should do tech rolls. So I had 7 tech rolls. First, I tried for advanced mechanized infantry at a 7 or higher. PBE generated a 7, so I succeeded and I moved advanced mechanized infantry to stage 1. Second, I tried for radar at a 7 or higher. PBE generated a 6, so I failed. I'm at stage 3. Third, I tried for improved factories at a 7 or higher. PBE generated a 5, so I failed. I'm at stage 2. Fourth, I tried for improved construction with a 7 or higher. PBE generated a 9, so I did succeed on improved construction, and I advanced to stage 3. Fifth, I tried for amphibious doctrine at a 7 or higher. PBE generated a 1, so I failed. I'm at stage 2. Sixth, I tried for jet fighters at an 8 or higher. PBE generated a 9, so I succeeded, and I did complete that tech. Seventh, I tried for large ship construction at an 8 or higher. PBE generated a 6, so I failed. I remain at stage 3. Purchases. The US has 74 IPP to spend. I will get, well, that's interesting. On my notes, I have that I'm getting 3 infantry for 9 on my little build. I think I made a audible, or I made a change before I filmed this video, and so let's see if the math adds up. I've got 3 infantry for 9, 1 Marines for 4, that is 13, 5 advanced artillery for 20, that's 33, 2 jet fighters for 24, that's 57, 1 naval transport for 7, that's 64, one strategic rocket. For 3, that's 67. We'll lend lease 1 naval transport to free France. For 7, it's the Didier Didax. I'm sure I'm totally slaughtering your name, Didier. And that was for 7, so I went from 67 up to 74, and I will save 1 IPP. Combat movement. Let's go over to, I think about here, that'll be good. And then we will zoom out. Yeah. Oh, no, that doesn't do it. Here we go. Okay. So I am going to, for the first time on a YouTube war that I know of, someone correct me if I'm wrong, there's going to be a strategic bombing with a strategic rocket. I'm going to hit Western Germany with, to my knowledge, the first strategic rocket. That's a sign that they actually have fixed strategic rockets in version 4. I'm also going to take my medium bomber from, so the strategic rockets from London to Western Germany, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take my heavy strategic bomber from southern England and fly 1, 2, 3 and strategically bomb Paris. It's going to come back and land in southern England. So, and then I'm going to take my medium bomber and go 1, 2 and bomb the rail here between Picardy and Belgium. Whoa, almost fell down. Okay, so let's see. I think that's it for combat movement on this side of the board. Just double checking. Yep, I think that's it from that side of the board as far as combat movement. So now the really big attack here. So what I'm doing is I've got the blue task force marker is this, and the flag task force marker are the 4 battleships. So from Hawaii, I am going to take everything that's in this task force card minus the 2 fleet carriers. So I don't want to bring my fleet carriers into this battle until non-combat. I don't want to go into that sea zone until non-combat because I'm worried that his tactical bombers get to choose a target selection on a 1, 2, or 3. So I believe this is legal, but please correct me if I'm wrong. If I do have to bring the fleet carriers in, I know that's what's going to happen because the tactical bombers, although they could land, I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, so I think it's legal to fly these aircraft because worst comes to worst, I could land in New Caledonia. So I'm bringing 2 tactical bombers, 2 fighters, 3 heavy cruisers, 4 light cruisers, and 7 destroyers are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 into Sea Zone 73. And I'll be attacking 2 light carriers, 2 tactical bombers, a battle cruiser, a heavy cruiser, and 2 destroyers. And then from New Britain, this seaplane will also join. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll have 2 to land. I'll get a fuel marker out. And I'm gonna land in Sydney. Hopefully my allies can. I've got a range of 2 still. Actually, a range of 3 because I've got long range aircraft. So 1, 2, I can land in Sydney thereafter. Okay, I think that is all my combat movement. So let's swivel around and we will zoom in and then we'll go over here. Gotta swivel down a little bit. Okay, so I've got the board set out. Should tilt it down a little bit more, catch those light carriers. All right, let's actually start off instead of doing this naval battle. Let's do the rocket. I'm really excited about the rocket. So I just built the rocket using Triumph of Capitalism in London. And then the very next turn, Germany developed radar, which gives him a 25% chance to shoot down the strategic rocket. When you do strategic bombing, like I'm going to be doing with this heavy strategic bomber, the inherent A kind of fires at the same time as the bomber is dropping its bombs. So you always know you're actually going to succeed and do your damage as long as you get by any intercepting fighters. But with strategic rockets, you can get shot down and you'll do no damage at all. So radar is really helpful in that way. So what I do is I roll one die, and on a 1, 2, or 3, my rocket does not get through. If he fails on the 1, 2, or 3, then I'll have a 6-sided die for how much damage I will end up doing to him. So here's the strategic rocket radar defense. Whew, I was worried at first that was gonna fail. Now here's my D6 to see how much damage I do. I do 1 point of damage. So it's kind of pathetic, but worthwhile because the major factory doesn't get a tech roll. So I was hoping to do more than 1, but it's better than getting shot down and doing nothing, because at least I took away that tech roll. I'm putting a little damage marker next to his major factory in West Germany. So the first use of the strategic rocket, kind of a mixed bag. All right, now let's do the strategic bombing of the major factory. It's a minor factory in Paris, but it's an interesting thing. When you have a major factory like the Parisian major factory that got captured, it gets knocked down to a minor, but its damage capacity is equal to what it originally was. So basically, I can bomb the bejesus out of this factory and see how much damage I do to him, and then it can go up, it could absorb up to 20 points of damage. That's how much I can do to the Paris factory. The key is all I need to do is 8 or more, because Panzer J might just want to build a new minor factory if he's really determined to get a factory there. Why would he repair, say, 9 points of damage? Doesn't make any sense. So here's the 3d6. A medium bomber gets 1d6, a strategic bomber gets 2d6, and the heavy strategic... Oh man, that sucks. That totally sucks. I rolled on my 4 points of damage, 4d6 of damage, I rolled 3 ones. Okay, so I do 5 points of damage. Okay. That's a little marker to keep track of. Actually, I should put it next to I put it next to the airbase, but I should have put it next to the major factory. All right. So, well, hopefully I got my bad luck out of the way. Now I have to roll a inherent AA shot against the heavy strategic bomber. So this is the factory shot to kill my heavy strategic bomber. God, I really don't want that to die. Oh, God. That's another 1. I'm just rolling 1s left and right. It's such a bummer. Such a bummer. Okay, so this is just awful. Yeah, that was 13. I did 5 points of damage and I lost $13 for it. Heartbreaking. Okay. So now we're going to do the naval battle. So I've got 2 fighters at 6 that have air superiority. Let's see how they do. Oh, that was nice. So Silk is going to lose both of his tacks. All right. I have 2 tactical bombers at 7 or higher. They have target selection. Miss. Okay, and then I've got 3 heavy cruisers at 6. Okay, 1 hit. I'm sure he's going to pick his light carrier. And then I've got 4. 2, 4. I've got 4 light cruisers. Doesn't matter that they have target selection against aircraft. I would have got 2 more planes, so I'm sure he's going to take 1 light carrier and a destroyer. And then I've got 7 at 4 with my destroyers. 2, 4, 6, 7. 1. So I don't get to use my seaplane. He does have naval transports, but the seaplane can only hit if the naval transports are the last unit. So now it's his turn to retaliate. He has 1 at 7 with his battle cruiser. Hit. I'll take my seaplane. And he has 1 at 6 with his heavy cruiser. Another hit. Okay. There's a destroyer. And he has 2 destroyers at 4. Miss. And he has... Oh, I didn't do his 2 at 5. His 2 tactical at 5. 2 hits. Jesus. Okay. And he has the 2 at 1 with his light carriers. Okay. So I lost 4 units. And he lost 6 units. So, which is actually really good for him that he did that well, considering I had... Anyway, let's go again. We've got the 2 tactical at 7. 1 hit. So I got 1 out of 4 tactical shots. I've got 5 at 6. Okay, so I've got enough hits to get the last 2. I haven't rolled my light cruisers or destroyers. If I made a mistake, we'll PBE it. And he has 1 at 7. And then he'll have 1 at 6. 1 at 7 with his battle cruiser. Oh, that was fortunate. And 1 at 6. All right, complaining about the luck paid off. Thank you. Okay, so that I lost only 4 units. That was good. I think that's the end of all my combat. Let me double check. Yep. Okay, let's go over here and do the Pacific region. I think we'll zoom out. Okay. So let's look down here. All this is gone. The 2 naval transports get destroyed. And my seaplane is destroyed. And 3 destroyers are destroyed. Okay, so for non-combat, I'm going to move the 2 fleet carriers that are in C-Zone P29. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 2 tactical and 2 fighters will land on that aircraft. So this task force marker will move to C-Zone P73. Is that on? Yep, that's on camera. Okay, and then I will have, let's see, these 2 coastal subs that are up in P29 will move over to P22 off the coast of Midway. These 2 naval transports will leave port, pick up 2 infantry and 2 marine, join this task force that's in P29, and then this whole group of 4 battleships and 2 transports will move 1, 2, 3 down to Samoa. My fleet is split up right now, so I'm in a vulnerable position, so I'm trying to stay outside the range of silk. Okay. Okay, I think that's it for this side of the map. Now we're going to go over to this side of the map. Let's tilt the screen a bit so we get England on board here. Okay. So from Nova Scotia, these three transports are going to leave port. I'm going to do this a swap with them. These three are going to leave port and go 1, 2, 3 into port. So it's going to be a switch. And they're going to pick up 3 Marines and 3 advanced artillery. And they're going to go over to Sea Zone A28, trading places, and drop off these 6 units in Basque Country. So those units will be in Basque Country. Then from Basque Country, every American unit, which consists of 1 infantry, 2 mountain infantry, 5 advanced artillery, and 1 light armor, will move into Aquitaine. I will strategic rail move 3 infantry from Galicia and León into Aquitaine. So now I have 4 infantry in Aquitaine. Okay. I'm going to have these 2 coastal submarines move from A44 to A35. These naval transports are going to go in port. They're in, what is that? Galicia and León. I'm nervous about Panzer J's Italian forces. Okay, these guys are in Basque. From New York, I'm going to strategic rail move 3 advanced artillery up to Nova Scotia. And from Nova Scotia, I'm going to strategic rail move 1 Marine to San Francisco. So those are my 4. I used 3 strategic rail movements in Europe to get the 3 infantry from Galicia, León into Aquitaine. And in North America, I used 4 strategic rail, 3 to get the advanced artillery from New York into Nova Scotia, and then 1 to send that Marine from Nova Scotia to San Francisco. Let's see here. I'm going to have 2 fighters fly to Basque Country from New York. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we have 4 British fighters and 2 American fighters at a radar-enhanced airbase. Okay, from New England, I'm going to have 2 infantry and 2 airborne move up here to Nova Scotia. So right now, Nova Scotia has 2 infantry, 2 airborne, 2 Marines, and 3 advanced artillery. That just smarts to pay 13. You're losing that heavy strategic bomber on the first time. Okay. Let's see what else I got on my to-do list. From the northeast, 2 infantry are going to move up into New England. I think we are ready for placement of units. I'm going to place 3 advanced artillery and 2 jet fighters in New York. I had thought that I was going to be strategic bombing and having... Oh, you know what? I did say I was strategically bombing the rail between Picardy and Belgium. So this is my medium bomber did fly a mission here, but I forgot to put the damage there. And then it will land in southern England. I mean, it could have bombed Paris and been just as effective, been the one to be shot down. Let's see. We'll place 1 infantry in New England, and we'll place 2 infantry in the northeast. So there's 3 infantry right now in New England, because last turn I moved 2 infantry from northeast up to New England, and then this guy gets built here in New England. I think that's it for this side of the map. Oh no, I know, there's going to be Triumph of Capitalism. I'm going to build a strategic rocket in London again. Maybe we'll do more than 1 point of damage if we do make it. Okay, now we're going over to West Coast over here, San Francisco. I'm going to build... Oh, no, I'm sorry, guys. We still have two more advanced artillery. They get built in Spain, in Galicia and León. Okay, now we can go over here. If I had a ham bone build plate, then I wouldn't have made that mistake. I need to get my act together. Okay, so in San Francisco, I'm going to build 1 Marine in San Francisco, and 1 naval transport will go in port in San Francisco. I don't even need to be in port. I'm being too paranoid. It's fine. I'll risk it and just have it in the C zone there, since I've run out of import markers. So there's 2 infantry and 2 Marines in San Francisco, and at sea there is a naval transport. And then the last thing is I'm going to lend lease the Free French. I'll go from New York. I'll go right by the Italian subs and the whole Italian fleet. If they want to declare war, they can stop this naval transport from reaching here in northern Algeria, coming from New York over to northern Algeria, and then it will go in port. That one I will want to make sure I had enough import markers for that guy to be in port. Okay. So I get to collect 62 plus 12 for possession of all home country plus 1 saved. I end the turn with 75 IPP. Just a reminder to my fellow players to remove your damage markers for the end of the year, so we start fresh. Maybe I'll just take a moment, go over and do some disposition of my pieces. What is where? Okay. So, in Aquitaine, you can see this task force card here is my Aquitaine forces. I've got 4 infantry, 2 mountain, 1 light armor, and 5 advanced artillery. In Nova Scotia, I've got 2 infantry, 2 mountain that's 2 airborne infantry, 2 Marines, and 3 advanced artillery. Also in Nova Scotia, I've got 3 naval transport in port. In New England, I've got 3 infantry. In the Northeast, I've got 2 infantry. In New York, I've got 3 advanced artillery, 2 jet fighters. In Washington, D.C., I have 4 militia. In C-Zone A35, I have 2 coastal submarines. In port in Galicia and León, in the sea zone with A28, I have 3 naval transports. In Basque Country, I have 3 Marines, 3 advanced artillery, and then in, you can see I'm just afflicted. In Galicia and León, I have 2 advanced artillery. I've got 2 fighters in Basque Country. In southern England, I've got 3 infantry, 1 artillery, and a medium bomber. Let's see. Then over here, down in this region, in Sea Zone P73, I have 2 fleet carriers, 2 TACs, 2 fighters, 3 heavy cruisers, 4 light cruisers, 4 destroyers. In Samoa, in the Sea Zone P66, you know what? I'm going to drop off these 2. I'm going to drop off the 2 infantry and 2 Marines in Samoa, just to be on the safe side. No one can get me, but I'm a paranoid person. So 4 battleships, 2 naval transports, and then on Samoa are the 2 infantry, 2 Marines. In San Francisco, I've got 2 infantry, 2 Marines, and 1 naval transport. So I think that's the end of my turn. Why don't I just kind of give you some riff on some thoughts here about how the game is going. It's so frustrating to be the United States with the tech problems that I've had. I know that I'm supposed to be thrilled to have strategic rockets and heavy strategic bombers, and that I get to be a person who implements them, but man, that really sucks to spend 16, and I did 6 points of damage. I can't keep that up, so that was really bad luck. The Germans are in a difficult position. They really have a powerful air force, though. They've still got a pretty good amount, if I remember right. I thought they had more airborne than just 3. Right now I'm only seeing 3. Oh yeah, 6 airborne. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So I only saw the 3 airborne in Smolensk, but he's actually got 2 airborne here in Warsaw and 1 up in Lithuania. So he's got a lot of airborne capacity. There was really bad luck by Boston Bruce in his attack. He got where Panzer J got 5 extra hits here in northern Belarusia. And so I think that I would expect that in 15.1, Panzer J might take out Leningrad. His fighters here in Berlin could reach there, but he also has a situation down here in Aquitaine where he has 16 infantry and 6 self-propelled artillery, so he could bring his fighters and attack here in Aquitaine, or he can bring his fighters to help out in Leningrad. I think that Panzer J is kind of in trouble with Kiev. He's in an awkward position. The British over here are really building up down in Aden. They have a nice little fleet here. And definitely I think that Silk moving his fleet back, consolidating his fleet here in 50, he's kind of on the horns of a dilemma. Does he want to bring his fleet over and take out the British and eliminate that threat? But then what is left over on this side, I think I hurt him by taking out a little bit of his fleet in the corner here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, down there in P73. So I don't know. We'll see what. I'm not sure how Silk will respond. He's in a great position for Japan. He's really threatening Sydney. It's going to be extremely difficult to take back Calcutta. We're just going to have to throw everything at him. KMT are being annoying. Boston Bruce is starting to build up here. I have a feeling this is going to be an Axis victory. I really don't see how we're going to be able to come back. But it's been an interesting game, and I've learned a lot. And we will see how it plays out. Next up is Panzer J with 15.1.